Hi everyone. Hi to you and yours and everybody else. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Welcome back to my space. I am Onomakukumangani and I am the next big thing. Thank you so much for the subscriptions. Thank you for your likes, for your comments, and everything in between. I say it, I see you, and I appreciate it. Okay? Okay. Today's video is a very odd one. I say odd because I was not planning on recording this video in particular. Not today, not today, but just it has never just crossed my mind to record this video. But I realize now that wouldn't be such a bad idea. And it is just to speak on, being the sister that I wish I had, or at least hoping that I am the sister that I wish I had to my, younger sisters. And I have I'm going to speak about one sister of mine right now in particular. Me and that girl, oh, God bless her. God bless her heart, me and her. It is so crazy how things happen. Me and her share a birthday. We're both born on the 11th of August in different years. I like to always say that she's my twin. We're just 10 years apart. And when I tell you that, I look at her now and I'm like, I see myself. And with every part of me, I wish to protect her. I wish, I give her the advices that she needs to hear. But more so, I wish she looks at me and she sees many possibilities and many things that she can, do. I wish that she looks at me and sees that she can come out of even the dirtiest of places, the muddiest of places, and everything that can look like on the surface, on eye level, can look like it's very hard to come out of this. I wish she can just look at me and be like, no, I know it's possible. She may not have, referring to me, she may not have gone through that, but she's gone through things that looked like it was not possible to come out of. And she came out of those things gracefully, you know. And this video is just to speak on that I wish for myself that I had, someone that I could be friends with, a sister. I remember growing up so much, I would say I wish my mom, had a younger girl. Like I would have loved to be an older sister. I am now, not straight from my mom, but yeah, I often wish like, ugh. And it's so crazy how it doesn't come across as I wish I had a big sister because to begin with, my mom had me when she was very young. My mom was 16 when she had me. Oh, I need to make a video of how 16 and 24 were such traumatic years for me. We're not there. My mom had me when she was 16, so there was no way she could have had an older child, older than me. Come on, like at what age would she have had to conceive the child? So it was more realistic that I wish she had a baby after me, but unfortunately, she, her health was not too well, and she ended up passing when she was still fairly young. So she didn't have the time to, you know, give me a sister, and that has paid me for the most part of my life. It's one thing that, oh my goodness, I see my mom passing, but the fact that she passed and left me alone, that's one thing that my whole being is refusing or failing to come to terms with and to accept, because I'm just like, I didn't have to be without a sister. I know my dad has, and I have an older sister from my dad, which I only found out about her when my dad was just about to dip. And we haven't managed to build a relationship. Right after my dad's funeral, she went her way, I went my way, and we've basically lost contact. We haven't spoken, and I don't know. I don't know what kind of a person that makes me, but there's no lag in that I don't feel like I miss her. And this is partly because I've never known her, so there was no space for her for me to fill that void, but we're not there. And from my mom, I would have loved, because I know that most definitely we would, be in the same house. I don't know how the relationship would have been, but I see now with, the sisters that I have, and I'm just like, oh, I would have loved to have like a sister from my mom, like directly, and to just, speak, and teach certain things and guide and advise. But because God is very merciful and, God works in his own mysterious ways, he had to give me this baby of mine, my sister whom I adore. And that girl is, I feel like she doesn't think I'm her best friend. Okay, but then she's really like the closest person to me. It matters to me what she thinks of me. It matters to me what she has to say about the things that I do, and the decisions that I make. They often not revolve around her, but they consider her, because I trust her opinion, I trust her mind. I look at her and I see myself in the age that she's in now, and I'm just like, oh my goodness, at your age, at your age, I was, just as smart, just as opinionated, just as confident. And I love to see her. I love to see her grow. I enjoy seeing her grow. And a huge part of my heart is just like, my goodness, I'm praying for your brain. More than anything, she's very smart. She's such a reasonable person. And I, she's set on something. She's a me. When I say she's a version of me, she's like a 10-year younger version of me in so many ways. And I like, whenever like I have new people in my life and I speak about her, I always touch on the fact that in high school, in primary, she played netball. I played netball. She was a prefect. I was a prefect. All of those things. And I just always like highlighting them, just to show people that we really are the same people, just born in different years. Come on, she's my twin. And that has been the most beautiful relationship I've had in my whole entire life. Just seeing someone who's like the younger version of you, and we sit and we have conversations about anything and everything. She gets me, I get her. And I remember this thing that I would do with the other sister, who I hope to make a video about. I'll have to speak to her about that video. And I remember I would make them write, and I'm such a cute sister. I was such a cute sister. I don't know now, but I would ask them, like, check up on them, like their mental health, and ask them to write like letters of how they are feeling and how things are. And after that, I would speak to them about those things, sometimes like share a prayer. And, I loved that relationship. And I look back and I'm like, this is what I would have loved for myself, to have a sister that would be like, be vulnerable. I'm here to carry your heart. I'm here to make space for you. I'm here to hold space for you, and I see myself doing that. And it scares me that as they're growing out of that. But, I can only hope that the foundation of trust, the foundation of love, that we have laid over the years, remains solid, and that they know that wherever they could go and however things may be, we may not be in the best position. Okay, not now. I'm just saying hypothetically. And then at any time, life works in its own ways. But I just want them like to always know that if all else happens and fails, they don't have to hesitate to reach out to me. Like, I'm not the type that would be like, hey, tell me what happened. What? No, like, you tell me you're in trouble. Let's get your trouble sorted. And then when we're done with sorting out your trouble, now tell me what happened. And I wish that they carry that. They know that even in the scariest of moments, there is someone that they can count on to get them out of that scary moment. But bet that we will have that conversation, but at the right time. And I just look back and, oh my goodness, last year we had such a beautiful thing with that girl. Because we share a birthday, we've had this tradition of, going out together. We spend our birthday, the entire weekend of our birthday. We'd go out, explore food. The past 2 or 3 years, we've been going to Gold Reef. You know what I'm talking about. But now we're just like, yeah. So this year we're looking for a new thing to do. And last year I surprised her with a birthday cake, right? A cake that had our pictures and our birthday, and she didn't know about it until the moment it arrived at home. And we had like set up for a photo shoot in our bedroom. We shared a bedroom when we were still back at home. Now she's at dress, I'm at work. We're growing up and we're growing out, but I hope that we don't grow out of love for each other. If anything, it grows stronger and stronger and stronger, because I mean, I love her like that. And man, it's what I've always prayed for myself, that I wish to be equipped and capacitated to do things that will always reaffirm my love for her. And I know that sometimes it's not always about gestures, but I know that it's communicated. I know that my love is communicated, my care and my adoration for her is communicated, by how I show up for her. But then on the other side, I want to be able to afford those gestures, just to be able to show her that you're my favorite girl in the world, one of my favorite girls in the world. And I just look back every single day and I'm like, I'm so proud of you. I wish you knew how I am so proud of her. I wish she knew how I'm so proud of her, of how she's handled certain things, how she's, even though sometimes it's hard, she gets to be very honest with her feelings and be vulnerable. And she allows herself the grace to feel the things that she's meant to feel, and which is a quality I think she may have inherited from me, but she doesn't know that she allows herself to be where she needs to be, like in terms of mentally and emotionally and spiritually. And I can only hope that, in the past, any shortcomings that may have changed her view and her perspective of me, I hope that in the few couple of years leading up to now, I have regained her trust and her confidence in me, because, ah, man, I feel like I let her down in some instances. I feel like I did let her down by the person I was becoming or I had become. And it just pains my heart, and it's just so that she she had to witness and experience that version of me. And I hope that, as I keep on saying that, like, she's my twin in so many ways, I really hope that she doesn't take on those habits. And if there's anything that I like to emphasize, is that some lessons you don't have to go through them, to go through situations to learn them. And I really hope that the lessons that I've learned, she doesn't put herself through those situations just to learn the very same lessons. I hope that I went through all those things enough for all of us. They don't have to go through certain things to learn certain lessons. And I wish that they have that ingrained in their brains, that they don't have to repeat the same mistakes just to learn the same lessons. Like, isn't the class enough with just me or others in the family that have, made those mistakes? And whoa, what? Yeah, man, and I guess this is what happens when you carry a deep level of love for someone and their opinion matters so much, that I don't wish for her to experience me, at my brokenness, but also the true vulnerability of our relationship, for her to see me like that, for her to have seen me like that, to have experienced me like that, and still be able to show me love as she does right now, still be able, me and her to still be able to have the relationship that we have right now, and for her to be able to still respect me, even in spite of all the things that I exposed to her, or I, let her witness in me. Because, when you've placed yourself on a high pedestal and then you single handedly break the pedestal and then you just fall, I feel like I made her witness that, and I made them witness that. And it was so hard building that pedestal. Not that I want to live on a pedestal, but in my mind, I've always known that I want to be their role model. I don't want them to go seeking for role models, that are far from reach. I've always wanted to be a role model to my little sisters, so that they know that this person uphuma la siphuma khona. So if anything, she's the one that is most believable. Ukuthi anything and everything is possible. And I felt like I was falling into the statistical population of failure, of not making it, and it was paining my heart every single time. But right now, feeling that confidence again, I hope that, I've regained their trust, I've regained their confidence, in me, in, enough for them to view me as their role model. No pressure to myself, but very much pressure to myself because those are my little sisters, and I do not want them to go through the same things I went through just because I feel like, oh, it's not fair that I went through them. No, I don't wish them to experience half the things I experienced. I don't wish them to make the decisions that I made, you know. Ngingafoswanga umuntu. And I wish they witnessed that. I wish their minds are open to that reality. Ukuthi we don't have to make those mistakes to learn the very same lesson. Sometimes you learn the lesson just by watching. You don't have to it doesn't have to be a third degree lesson, a class on, a lesson that you could have easily just picked up a thing or two from someone as close as I am to them, like in close proximity. We lived in the same house, we're raised by the same people. So if I made these certain mistakes and these are the lessons, I'm not too far from you for you to see Uguti. If you do this, this is what happens. So yeah, I wish, man, I pray for their minds more than anything, that they make the right choices. They make choices that they will be able to live with for the rest of their lives. And because, as I always say that life is long. Life is long. Even a day, that was someone's lifetime. And it should be treated as such. It should be treated with such reverence. It should be treated with such grace and appreciation and respect more than anything. And yeah, this video took a turn. I wasn't expecting it to, but a much needed one. Guys, YouTube culture, don't forget to like, to comment, and to subscribe. Tell your sisters that I love them, and I hope you are to your sisters the sister that you never had or the sister that you wish you had, right? But for me, myself, and I, to you and yours, it's good night. I'll see you on the next one. Bye.